Hey YouTube, hey KiddCrowley. I actually shot this video like 2 days ago. Well, the day you actually posted the tag, or the day after. But I realized it ran a little long, so I didn't upload it. But I like having long tag videos. I like actually answering the questions in a deeper way. Or that sounded so pretentious. I mean, actually thinking about the answer. So here's what I'm gonna do. I know a lot of people only watch tag videos just to get the answers from the subscriber they like. Um, so what I'm gonna do is this intro, and at the very end is what I'm doing today. Click right here. There should be an annotation right here, and it'll take you to the end of the video where I just straight up list the answers to all the tags. And if you find those answers interesting, you can go back to the beginning, or you can just watch this video all the way through. Kid Crowley, watch it all the way through. It's the video's a response to your tag. But if you're all not that interested, you don't have to sift through to find out the answers. Just go to the end by clicking on the annotation, and yeah, we're recording. Hello, YouTube. This is Esplin227, and I've been tagged. I've been back for like 2 days, and I've already been tagged. I was tagged by Kid Crowley to answer like 10 questions that he made up himself. Uh, yeah, let's do that. The first question was, what was my best and/or worst year in high school? My best year in high school was, or did you say high school or school in general? But it doesn't matter. My best year in high school was the year. I only did 2 years of high school, and then I went and got my GED because I was already 2 years behind. I'll explain that in a minute. That'll be my worst year in high school. But that was my best year in high school because I don't know. It's hard to explain. I felt less stressed. I felt like I could handle the classwork. I actually did have my grades up. I didn't leave to get my GED because I couldn't manage my grades. I actually passed everything with an A. Math, everything. Um, so that was probably my best year. And in fact, instead of going to get my GED, I wanted to go to this adult high school. The thing is the next year, the year I would have gone into it, they were switching to a normal high school format. That is, not accelerated. So I could be done within a year or half a year, which kind of why I would have gone there in the first place, to get away from the kids, basically. Not my kids, to get away from children in general. High schoolers. Um, but anyway, the reason I was 2 years behind was my worst year. Um, my first year in middle school was in Southport. Pretty good school, freshman year. Uh, my second year was my worst year. And I mean, out of the 4 years I was in middle school, because that second year was when I got left back. I went to a school called Northport. This school, because we moved, I didn't, I went from Southport to Northport. It was across the tracks. Northport was pretty ghetto. I heard they have new management now, and they're a pretty good school, but back then, they were pretty ghetto. Like, the building was an old elementary school that clearly was not meant to house middle schoolers, or even as many as we had. There were too many kids. There were like 40 kids per classroom. Um, there were not enough teachers. There weren't even enough classrooms. We had portables all around the school. Uh, like, the playground couldn't be used because it was just freaking full of portables, where classes had to be taught because we didn't have enough room in the school. Anyway, that year, I didn't go to any, pretty much skipped every class I physically had the opportunity to. I fell in with, well, to say I fell in with the bad crowd implies that at that time the school had a good crowd. It really didn't. It was not a good school at that point. Yeah, I just went from bathroom to bathroom. We all hung out in the bathroom. We never went to class. Uh, and middle school hormones kicked in or whatever. I don't know. Uh, Basically, mentally, you know, a lot of existential angst. Yeah, that was a bad year of school. Um, oh, I got in a fight that year, right? I was so clumsy that I went to punch the guy, right? And I missed him and fell forward like on my face. I missed him by like a mile. And he was so clumsy, or just so, we did not know how to fight. He was just doing like roundhouse kicks, I guess, kicking in the air, hoping that I would walk into the kicks. I'm not sure what, I'm not sure what was going on in his mind. Like, if I just keep round, maybe he had played too much Street Fighter and kept doing that low kick, that low kick, and he thought if he just spammed me, I would walk into it. I did walk. I walked away. What's funny is while we were fighting, some teachers saw that we were fighting, but get this, we were so clumsy that the teachers didn't stop us. They just looked and walked away. They're like, oh, they're no danger to each other. And they just walked away. Oh, God, that was embarrassing. So yeah, that was my worst year. That was by far the year I had the most embarrassments. I was the worst. I did zero homework. It put me off track for the rest of my school career, and I never recovered. I still haven't. I have math anxiety now. I'm behind academically. Yeah, that year was really bad. That messed me up for a long time. Anyway, oh, and one more thing. If you look up the yearbook for that year, can't remember the year, can't remember the address, you're just gonna have to take my word on this. If you look up the yearbook, you will see that clearly I am Barrett from Final Fantasy VII, and Cloud, Strife, Tifa Lockhart, and Sid also went to that school. Yeah, we actually got away with that. We put our names in the yearbook as the entire crew of the entire party of Final Fantasy VII. We even got like two girls to go along with it, to be Tifa and Ares. So apparently they didn't notice. So that is permanently in the yearbooks forever. I'd like to say it was my idea, but the other kid had been who was he? He put like Superman one year, and they didn't catch that. So he's like, well, the next year we did that. So yeah, worst year for me, best year for yearbooks and nerds. Your second question, the rest of these questions will be quick. This is not going to be like a 40-minute video or anything. It's just that first question was pretty heavy. What was your second question? Your second question was, which haircut do I wish I could pull off? That's a good one. It's not so much which hair. See, the problem is a black comedian said it best. I forget his name, which is kind of ironic because of the joke. He's like, I don't not like being black, but for once in my life, I would just like to go to a party as Wolverine and not Black Wolverine. And he's right. It's if you're not white, you're fucked when it comes to costumes. You gotta be the black version of Cloud. You gotta be the black, and then they have like one black guy in the game, and it's like, why don't you just be Barrett? Well, while I do like the character of Barrett, what if I didn't? What, I get one black character that I could possibly dress up as? I'm not saying that's malicious or anything, I'm just saying that that's the state of affairs. Though it might be... No, Cloud's white. In anime, they're actually Asian. I mean, people say it looks white, but that's because everyone sees themselves. They look at the skin color, forgetting that East Asians actually do have light skin color, rather than, South Asians or West Asians. It doesn't matter. I'm going off on a tangent. I I'm weird. I want Sephiroth hair, okay? I want Sephiroth hair. I want long, flowing, white, almost transparent hair with glowing green or blue eyes. Because that would make me look like a demon or an immortal or something nerdy. I freaking love white hair. If you're an old person and you have gray hair, that's too bad. If you have silver hair, that's pretty cool. If you have white hair, like pure white hair, I don't care how old you are. That is badass. That looks cool. Like pure white, like polar bear fucking hair. That's cool. Like who doesn't think that's cool? It's like you're immortal or something. I don't know why I make that connection. But there's your answer. So yeah, but I couldn't pull it off with like the way. But I guess that was the question. You're saying which haircut do you wish you could pull off, but you can't, and I couldn't because I'm not white. I couldn't have long, flowing white hair. Few white people could get away with that, or Asians. Asians might get away with it. That they don't have to be white, but they could get away with it. They can get it. Some of them. I've seen them cosplay. Asians, they're hot. They can just playing. No, no, they are. I would have sex with them. No. But that's neither here nor there. um, next question. Your third question was, if I could be a character from any movie, what character would I be? Now, I went through a list in my head of characters that I liked, but the way you worded the question made it kind of difficult because you said if I could be that character. What does that exactly mean? Does that mean I have their powers? Am I in their world? Am I them in this world? But you left it open enough, so I thought of it, and ultimately I came to the conclusion Yahweh Elohim from the movie The Ten Commandments, so that I could bring back the 50 billion children he let die over the course of human history and give them the life they deserve. I would create a world where, in order to be fulfilled, we don't have to suffer terribly and go through existential angst. I would bring back all those who simply suffered their entire existence and died. I would do all that as Yahweh. So yeah, technically he's a character from the movie The Ten Commandments. Alright, so yeah, that's question 3. Next question. Number 4, favorite YouTuber, James 1978. Number 5, make up a word, and what does it mean? I made up a word when I was a kid, and I never assigned it any meaning. It's Schnehintneverben. Schnehintneverben. How do you say it? Schnehintneverben. Yeah. I'm gonna assign it meaning now. It's when hippies start talking about vibration and energy. It's a type of woo-woo science. It's a word I use for when they take anything you say, like oscillations, shifts, rotations, no matter what you say about quantum physics or atomic theory, they always bring it back to vibrations of energy. Like, no matter what, it's always vibration. So I call that Schnehintneverben. It's just woo-woo bullcrap. So that's what that is. When hippies, the left wing, not the right wing, when like, you know what I mean, the hippies who, if you mention crystals, they're like, oh, crystals are magic because they have vibrations. Everything vibrates. Schnehintneverben. That's what I put that whole thing. Schnehintneverben. The new age sort of vibrations. That's the word. Schnehintneverben. There we go. Weirdest thing I've ever been asked by my parents. That one's hard. One time my mom asked me, do I know where my phone is? She was talking to me on the phone. I was using my cell phone to talk to her, and she asked me, do I know where my phone is? Um, I replied, I do. I do indeed know where my phone is. It took her a second, and then she just busted out laughing. um, I can't really think of anything else, to be honest. I'm sure there have been stuff, but I mean, if you had said, um, what was the weirdest thing my parents had ever said to me or something, then I could probably think of something. But the weirdest thing my parents have ever asked me, that has to be it. They're sorry. What is my favorite vegetables? Jalapenos. Freaking love hot stuff. Um, I mean, if you let me pull back and just say all hot peppers, that'd be great too. But um, jalapenos, they're the perfect level of spice. Not so ridiculous that you can't enjoy it. Not kind of weak like banana peppers. Though banana peppers are good, they're just not. But God, jalapenos, love spicy stuff, man. Number 9. What is my favorite crush? My favorite crush. What is my current crush? I don't really have one. I'm not the type to be infatuated with someone. I mean, but if I had to pick one, probably right now, uh, it's a tie between Aki Hoshino and Himino Shirayuki. Um, I freaking love them. They're gorgeous. Uh, my taste. They're exactly my taste and everything. Uh, see, that's the thing. You're not asking who do I think is the most beautiful, or you're asking a crush. That's tough because I don't know those women. I'm not deluded enough to think I love them because I don't. I see a two-dimensional picture of them. You know what I mean? Um, so I guess I don't have one. I haven't had a crush on someone since I was in middle school. The neighbor girl. I freaking wanted her so bad. And you know what pisses me off? She was about to move away, and on that last day when she's about to move away, she's acting all flirtatious with me, like she just realized she likes me or something. To be fair, I was a little chubby fat kid, so, and she was hot, so I understand why she didn't like me before then. But, I was so confused after she left. It's like, really? This whole time I clearly liked you, and you're about to move away, and now. I mean, even her mom came in and was like, oh, stop it, because she was acting really, like, giggly. It's just like, God damn it. You know. But, yeah, I don't really have a crush. That's probably boring. Sorry. Again. um, so, yeah, next question. Um, if I had a pet dragon, what would I name it? Um, Ryujin. That's a Japanese dragon god of the sea. Ryujin. Number 11. Would I be an alien's pet if it would treat me well? Depends on what their technology does for me. Because you have to think about what it really means to be a pet. For instance, my dad owns a dog, Starla. She would not survive in the wild. Obviously, because she's domesticated. But dogs tend to live longer than wolves because it's an easier life. They're provided for based on a dog's needs. For instance, you wouldn't provide a dog with a hamster wheel. You get what I'm saying? So the alien would, if his technology is advanced enough, would know what I want and would be able to provide that. And if he provided that as often as I provide food to my reptiles, then yeah, I think that could work out. Number 12. What superpower would I have? The power to bring people back to life, no matter how long they'd been dead. And last but not least, what do I put on hot dogs? And it's good you asked me that question because I happen to be very particular about what I put on my hot dogs. Um, for instance, if we're talking about all beef hot dogs, the ones heat, the long skinny ones that sort of crinkle up when you cook them rather than puff up, then it's got to be spicy mustard. You know, the mustard with the pepper in it, typical spicy mustard. Maybe even some pickle relish with that mustard. Delicious. If it's the other type of hot dogs, which I prefer, yes, I know they're not as good for you as like all beef hot dogs. Who the hell eats hot dogs for health anyway? But yeah, if it's the type that plump up, ballpark, as in not the brand ballpark, as in you go to a fair or you go to a baseball game and they give you a hot dog and it's a nice plump hot dog, that one, plain yellow mustard. I want it. I want it so yellow, like it almost looks like those cartoon hot dogs with the fake mustard. No, plain yellow mustard. Oh, and a hot dog is so delicious. Um, or like a cheese dog is also good too, like cheese and chili and hot peppers and stuff. Um, yeah. So yeah, that's my preferred type of hot dog. So yeah, that was a much longer video than I thought it was gonna be. If you sat through that, wow, you are a trooper. Cause that was tedious. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna eat the rest of my orange that I took so long delicately peeling. All right, I tag you, James. Now, James, I know you're busy, especially where you're re-uploading all your old videos. By the way, I haven't been watching your videos because of how many you're re-uploading. I'm gonna go through all of them in thumbs up and favorite, cause pissing me off so much that they took down your account. But anyway, yeah, you, James, I tagged you. Violent Buddha, did you tag Violent Buddha? No, you tagged Varmint Coyote. Violent Buddha, I tag you. Astrovex, I didn't tell you happy birthday on your birthday. My bad for that, man. I tag you. And Dorinak. Because the other people I've tagged. So, I'm gonna give them a break this time. Let it get. The other people, I'll catch you the next tag. Give you a break. So yeah, that's my video. Okay, so to sum up my video, question 1: what was your best and or worst year? My best year was my last year of high school. Uh, my worst year was my second year of middle school at Northport. I actually got left back that year. Second question, which hair do I wish I could pull off? Third question, if I could be any character from any movie, who would I be? I would be Yahweh Elohim from the Ten Commandments. Number 4, who is my favorite YouTuber? James 1978. Number 5, make up a word and what does it mean? Schnahintnaverben. It's a word for when hippies take any word that could possibly be a synonym for vibrations and decide that that's proof that, everything's got vibrations, man. We're all connected, which in a way is true, but not in the hippie bullshit way they mean it. Number six, weirdest thing I've ever been asked by my parents. My mom once asked me if I know where my cell phone is as she was talking to me on it. Number eight, what is your favorite vegetable, if any? Um, Jalapeno peppers. Make something spicy and it's delicious. Also, I like the taste of jalapenos, so particularly pickled jalapeno pickle. Number nine. No, what is your current crush? I haven't had a crush since I was 13. Sorry. Question 10. If I had a pet dragon, what would I name it? Ryujin. Uh, it means dragon god. Number 11. If I would I be an alien's pet if it would treat me well? Depends on what their technology does for me. Number 12. What superpower would I have? The power to bring people back from the dead. They regenerate to a healthy point, not like, they were ravaged by cancer and I bring them back and then they just die again. And number 13, what do you put on hot dogs? That depends. If you're talking about the all beef hot dogs that crinkle up when you cook them, then spicy mustard and maybe some relish, pickled relish. If you mean the hot dogs that are not 100%, the ones that puff up like ballpark dogs, plain yellow, almost cartoon like mustard, like plain yellow. I love that. That's a better hot dog for me, too, by the way. Um, you can put pickle relish on that, but I can have that just plain yellow mustard on like a ballpark, like. So yeah, that I think that's all of them. Um, I already tagged people back and I forgot what they are. I'm not going to repeat it now. Until my next video, try to make the world a better place, and I will too.